let me see. All right. Aloha, this is our live free tarot hour over here on YouTube. We are trying the live feature over here. I've gone live a couple of times in the past, but this is going to be our go-to place from now on to go live. So I actually am just going to share this in all of my little groups and whatnot. So give me a second here to get the link, and then I'm going to share it with all of our friends, and maybe we'll see a couple of our friends in here today. The nice thing is that the live free tarot hours here on YouTube, we will be able to leave them up on the channel so you can go back and rewatch them. So I think that's going to be really fun. Aloha, welcome in, welcome in. I'm actually getting the link right now to share with everybody that we're live. Let me go ahead and unmute this and continue with our vibes in the background. I see we're on YouTube. Yes, we are on YouTube tonight, and I think we're gonna stick with YouTube for the long run. I just got the notification, actually. Let me go ahead and share this in some of our groups here. I just got the notification that I could go live on my new TikTok account, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't even want to go live on TikTok. I don't want to risk somehow getting stuck into the US entity. So I think we're done with going live over there at all. I went live on Facebook yesterday and I didn't like it. I just wasn't a fan. It was okay, and there was some new friends in there, and maybe I'll pop in there once in a while for like a little live. But I think we're just gonna come here every day for our free tarot hour, at least for now, because I feel like everybody uses YouTube. You know, you don't have to choose between all those different platforms and stuff. So, excuse me, I have some hiccups. So we'll see how it is. Live free tarot hour now on YouTube. Join us here. And I'm going to go ahead and do this. Copy, post. Also, I'm planning to try to put it to Insta. Yeah, no, and you know what? Insta's awesome. I do like that platform, and my IG's been growing as well. But you know what? I'm so old. I'm so old. I've been on social media for so long now that I remember when platforms like Facebook as well as Instagram had like a live tab, and you could actually scroll through the lives. So they don't have that anymore. It's hard to find live videos on those platforms. Are you taking free questions? Chrissy, hang out. We're actually getting ready to start free tarot hour, and I will be doing messages for everybody that's here. You're probably new to the community, and welcome. I'm so excited to be here. Actually, it's very fitting for us to be doing our first like real free tarot hour today, because we hit 1,000 subscribers here today. And I'm just so grateful and super stoked to be here. So let me go ahead and just finish posting this really quick in all of our little groups that I'm live over here, because usually we don't come live here on YouTube, but we will be going live here on YouTube every day for the foreseeable future. And I'm really excited to connect with everybody. So I posted it in those two. Let me go ahead and post it over on Patreon as well. I know we have two different group chats over there, but I'm just gonna throw it into the free group chat. And then I don't think there's enough people on Discord right now for me to even post it there. So we're just going to leave it at those small groups, and anyone that joins in, and anyone that doesn't, that's okay too. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and move this over. And I think I'm actually going to put I've been uploading three music videos per week over here. I just posted one today called Soft Life Girly. Love it. We're kind of doing a series this week. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and every week I try to have like a theme. So this week's theme, I have 3 different like girly vibes. So we have Soft Life Girly today. I posted. Wednesday I'll be posting the Spiritual Baddies, and then on Friday we'll be doing the Fairy Court, and so all 3 of those are really exciting. But I think for tonight I want to do the Divine Feminine Magnetism and Desire. So for those of you that haven't been listening to these, throw them on in the background. It helps me out because I need to get the watch hours on this channel. But also too, I've been throwing out so many of these that there's something for everybody. There's something for everybody. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get our decks out, and we're going to start shuffling out some energies here. Oh yeah, definitely, I forgot to ask, but how did December's tarot class go? Was it easy to turn out? You know what? There was only a few people, and honestly, I think the majority of the people that signed up for December's workshop, I think a lot of people were, including myself, we weren't fully thinking it through because we had the holidays, and then there was New Year's, and there was a lot of like weather involved. Like a lot of people have kids and stuff, and like school was canceled and things like that. So we actually extended that an extra like week or two for everybody to get caught up. But I am actually going to be announcing, I'm glad that you mentioned this, I am going to be announcing tomorrow the long-awaited intuition workshop. It's actually going to be like a crash workshop. It's only going to be a 7-day thing, completely self-paced, and we're actually launching that on 2/22. So I'm excited for that, and enrollment will officially open for that tomorrow. And that's going to be exciting. I'll give more details on that later, but we're going to go ahead and start shuffling out the energies. If you're just joining, welcome. We are just getting started. It's taking a few minutes for us to get into it tonight, but I appreciate all of the patience. This is our first time really doing our free tarot hour over here on YouTube, and it's going to be a fun time. For those of you that are new and you've never seen me before, hi, aloha, welcome. My name is Alysia Marie. I am the Magic Siren with 1_ here on YouTube, as well as every other platform, all right? I will be going live every single day here on YouTube for the foreseeable future. I don't know what time of the day I'll be going live. Some days it'll be late like this. Other days it might be in the morning, okay? Either way, if you are subscribed and you have your notifications on, you will hopefully get notified when I am live here on YouTube. As time goes on, hopefully I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we can get a horizontal streaming view at some point. But until then, we're just going to roll with it and work with what we got. For some of you, you've been in this community for a while. For others of you, you might be coming across my channel for the very first time. And if that's the case, welcome. We have a really good time over here. So, quick little introduction. I've been reading tarot pretty much my entire life. Grew up in a house of readers and practitioners and all the fun things, so this is something that I've been doing essentially since I was a kid. So I'm a real tarot reader, and we like to have fun. On these tarot lives, we do all collective messages. Now, I do offer personal readings if you want to go to themagicsiren.com. My flash reading list is pretty much always open. They are sent within a few hours of booking. I also have one-on-one live sessions. I have emailed readings. We do, and all the different things is over there, okay? Alex actually gave me the idea last month to do a featured guide of the month. So the featured guide for the rest of this month and February is going to be the Year of the Horse. That is also available over my website as well. We're on Patreon. We're doing all the things. We're doing all the things here. But during these lives, we do free collective messages for everyone. I don't think we can do a vote. Can we do a vote on here? We can. Okay, so we can do a poll. Let's go ahead. Pick the cards. And we're either gonna do love or general. Okay. Does it say how long we have for this? Oh, it's coming. It's just right over my face. Let me see if I can put this over here. Oh, I guess I voted on accident. I guess I voted on accident. I don't know how long this poll goes for, so we'll see if it'll end on its own or what. We'll see. We'll see. Go ahead and vote if we want to start with love messages or general messages tonight. that we're all learning. This is a learning experience tonight over here on our YouTube free tarot hour. So we're either going to start with love messages or general messages. You get to decide which one we're going to start with. We will do both tonight, okay? After we decide, we'll shuffle our cards. We're going to pull out lots of tarot decks. We'll get all the messages that we need to come to the surface, and we're going to have a good time doing it, all right? Also, I'll stop being going outside close after this, but almost been a year now. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how fast time is going. It's actually almost been a year since I moved to Costa Rica. How wild is that, right? Saw that wait for payday that I'm gonna be, yeah. Honestly, that Year of the Horse guide, it's like 20 pages long. There's a lot of information in there, but I'm pretty stoked about it. I think everyone's gonna love it. Come on, going into the Year of the Horse. Okay, so we are going to give this maybe 2 minutes. Maybe, we'll see, 2 minutes, get your votes in. Love or general messages. While we're getting our votes in, we'll do 4 minutes. While we're getting our votes in, let's go ahead and do a couple minis, okay? We're gonna do a couple minis. I know somebody was in here earlier asking if I'm doing minis. Go ahead and put your name. My cats are circling me right now. Go ahead and put your name in the comments if you want a little mini. Listen, honey, not right now, okay? Go that way. Go that way. Thank you. Put your name in the comments. We'll do a little mini. I'm just going to shuffle a card. We'll just do like 1 or 2 cards for little personal minis while we get our votes in, okay? So that's what we're going to do. So this will be for Elizabeth and anybody else that resonates with it, okay? If you are here, your energies do affect what cards come out, okay? So if I'm saying something to Elizabeth, but let's say it resonates for Carla or Alex or anybody else, it's probably going to be for you as well because your energies are in here, okay? We have the Ace of Wands coming out, bottom of the deck, strength, definite energy here to find passion and excitement again. All the Ace cards do offer new opportunities. So there is some sort of new opportunity here for excitement, passion, confidence. With this Leo card coming out with strength, you might have Leo in your chart, or this upcoming Leo season might be something big for you, maybe like a more pivotal moment. But beside the Leo energy, the strength card comes out with this message of saying tapping into that inner strength. Sometimes some of the biggest movements that we make, some of the biggest growth periods in our life happen in silence. And so there is that sort of silent strength that comes with this card. You see how she's tending to that inner lion? This is supposed to represent you, having this sort of infinite energy, this infinite power to be able to push through anything. So any obstacles or challenges that maybe we have been facing when it comes to being confident or having passion or getting excited for this next chapter, pull from this inner strength to really push through that, break through that obstacle, and very shortly you'll be gaining that sort of opportunity for new fulfillments and there's a little gnat flying around. And new excitement. Also, too, the next fire season is Aries season, okay? Aries season is on the spring equinox, which is Gaia's new year, right? It's also the new year of the zodiac. It's when the wheel actually starts over, especially if you're coming out of emotionally difficult situations. So maybe that spring equinox is going to be a big moment for finding new confidence and finding new excitement for what's to come. I like that. Make sure if you are here that you vote. If we're going to start with love messages or general messages tonight, and we're going to go ahead and get a little mini for Carla, all right? And if you're not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. We are on our mission. We just hit 1,000 subscribers today. How exciting. But if you're here, make sure you subscribe and you have your notifications on. I go live every day here now. Okay, Carla, you have King of Pentacles and Judgment in reversal. And for anyone else that maybe resonates with this, King of Pentacles is very solid energy, okay? Very solid energy. This is Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, so you might have that in your chart, or you might be dealing with someone that has this in their chart, okay? But the thing about the King of Pentacles is that he's very much successful and stable in what it is that he wants and what he's working on. So when it comes to terms of your career, or maybe you have ideas for businesses, for ventures or projects for this upcoming 2026, those will be successful for you. They will bring in the finances or the level up that you're looking for. However, there is a little bit of this judgment in reversal that says do not allow the judgment or opinions of others to stop you from doing what you want when it comes to planting these seeds. sometimes what ends up happening is maybe we want to start a business, or maybe we want to move into a new home. Maybe we want to make a big purchase. Anything that has to do with like big moments of financial shift or change, okay? When we want to do that, we might allow other people's opinion to stop us. We might allow other people's judgment to have a really big weight on that decision. Know that you're sitting in the Master of Pentacles energy right now. Don't allow anyone else's opinion to stop you from making those decisions, because you're being called to make those decisions for a reason. So I like that. Again, that's Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Taurus is the next Earth season, which is mid-April through mid-May. So maybe you will be making a big purchase during that time, or you'll want to make a big purchase at that time. Don't allow anybody to stop you from that, okay? Continue to get your votes in. We're going to do just a couple more minis, and then we're going into some big collectives. If you are here, you will get messages. I promise. We have a really good time. Let's go ahead and get one for Alex. This is going to be a little mini for Alex and anybody else that maybe resonates with this. We have the Page of Pentacles, wonderful energy there. Bottom of the deck, the Star in reversal. It's that don't forget you are the main character of your life, right? This always comes out whenever it's that vibe of like you are the creator, you get to write the next chapter, you are the star of the show. This is also Aquarius energy. We are in Aquarius season, so it's like now is the time for this energy. Here's the thing for you, that Page of Pentacles, you already know because you took the tarot course, right? You already know that the page cards really represent this energy of curiosity, right? Yes, the cord cutting, yes. So look, curiosity when it comes to new seeds that we're planting. It's interesting that you mentioned the cord cutting with this main character vibe, right? Because here's the thing. When we look at the curiosity of what seeds to plant after cutting cords, after being like, no, listen, I'm the star of the show here. You know, like we're not doing this. I'm not allowing anything else to kind of dictate what's going on in my life. I'm the star of the show. I'm cutting cords and I'm planting seeds. I think maybe for you, you've been focusing a little bit more on cutting cords, releasing things, trying to step into this energy, but in order to fully get into this energy, now we have to start looking at the seeds that we're going to plant afterwards. You probably have we do a lot of sessions together, so I kind of know what's going on, but for anyone else that might be resonating with this, focus a little bit more on what we want to plant over the next 3 weeks, the next month, the next 3 months. Like, what are some of those things that we actually are trying to plant those seeds, and let's start planting them. Let's start getting them planted, because I think once we get into February, which we only really have like a week left in this month, when we get into February, it's going to be all about intuitive thoughts and relationships. So any sort of seeds that we're trying to plant, let's start getting those laid in soil now, so when we officially go into that second month, that number 2 February energy, we can really tap in intuitively. Also too, it's like we just had Neptune go into Aries, so that's a shift on its own when it comes to our intuition and how we are planting seeds and how we're using social media and different platforms and things like that. I could go on for days about this, but it makes sense with you, so we're going to continue moving down the list here. Renan, I don't know if I'm saying that right. I hope I am. Let's go ahead and get a card for you, and then we're going to go into our first collective. So get your votes in if you didn't get a vote. If you didn't vote yet, make sure you vote. And we're going to go ahead and do a little mini for Renan and anybody else that resonates for it. In general, what is my opinion about Capricorns? Capricorns are very grounded energy. I don't think that I necessarily have any opinions about any of the signs. I think every sign has wonderful qualities, and they also have qualities that might hold them back, right? We all have it in every single sign. I will say off the top of my head with Capricorns, Capricorns are they're very grounded in who they are, maybe not necessarily very grounded in what they want. And that could be a pro and a con, right? That could be very much that energy of, on one side, they know who they are, but on the other side, maybe they don't know how to apply who they are. With them being the ending of the Western calendar and the beginning of the Western calendar, you gotta think Capricorn season is ending out December and starting out January. I think a lot of the times for Capricorns, they find themselves throughout their lives really figuring out how to close and end cycles and chapters in their life, and then figuring out how to start new ones. Some Capricorns in old friends that I've had or old acquaintances that are Capricorns, they tend to repeat cycles because there is that sort of duality with like ending a year and beginning a year. And if they're not fully ready to step into that, again, very grounded in who they are, but maybe not grounded in what their ultimate goals are, right? So I think it also depends on where your other placements are. And I think that's probably for everybody in every sign, right? She's right, Alex, you're funny. All right, let's go ahead and get this little mini read for Renan and anybody else that resonates with it. And then we're going to get into our first collective of the evening. Make sure you vote because we're about to get into that in just a minute. We have Queen of Wands in reversal. We have to step into this divine feminine powerhouse of action-based movements, getting confident in what we want. It's kind of funny, this is backpacking on what I was just talking about. We also have the Six of Cups on the bottom of the deck, tending to our inner child, asking ourselves, are we really honoring who we truly are to our core? A lot of the times the Six of Cups will talk about nostalgia and memories and things like that, but I feel like a lot of that is attached to that inner child. Have you acted upon some of those dreams that you've always had? For example, maybe you always wanted to travel, maybe you always wanted to start your own business, maybe you've always wanted to go skydiving. I don't know. It could be something as little as always wanting to learn how to make sourdough bread, as big as, again, going skydiving. There are these sort of goals, aspirations, dreams, these sort of bucket list things. Have you tended to those? Have you tried getting those things done in the past 3 to 5 years? If you haven't, make 2026 the year that you do some of those things. This also is that energy for me of like connecting to your authentic self, right? When we talk about tending to the inner child and giving that cup of emotional fulfillment for that Six of Cups, it's like, how are we tending to our inner child? Well, our inner child really is our authentic version of us. When we hear our favorite songs, that inner child comes out. When we see our favorite movies or we go to Disney World or whatever it is, that inner child comes out to play. So giving space for that and really getting confidence that that version of you is gonna lead the way for 2026. At least don't block your blessings because we won't allow the inner child to come out to play. I hope that resonates. I hope that resonates for whoever needed to hear it. And we're gonna go ahead and get into our first collective, which is going to be general messages. Okay, so y'all voted and we're doing general messages. Okay, let me see here. There is Q&A sticker. I've never done the live on TikTok before. Oh, there's like effects on here and stuff. Okay, I gotta exit out of this. Okay, I always tune in during the inner child cards. House of Stanley. You're meant to tend to the inner child. All right, the inner child wants to come out and play. All right, what music do you listen to? The music that I have playing right now is actually here on this YouTube channel. I have been posting 3 of these per week. This one, you're not going to be able to see this. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me see if I can show you what it looks like on the channel. I have a playlist as well. The playlist is called Ambient Music, okay? So definitely check it out. I have these playing all the time in the background. The one that I have playing today is called Aphrodite, Divine Feminine, Confidence, and Radiance. No, I have Aphrodite, Divine Feminine, Magnetism, and Desire playing right now. Let me show you which one it is. It is this one right. I still don't know if you're going to be able to see this. There it is. It's this one right here. Definitely check it out. I've been posting these every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I have a theme every week. So last week was vibe cleanse, aura cleanse, and a vibe reset. I was sick last week, so I only did 2. And the week before I was also sick, but I did a new moon and a full moon. We have a full moon coming up soon, so make sure you get that full moon one in your playlist. And then the week before that is when I started, so the first of the year. And the first week was Aphrodite. So we have 3 Aphrodite ones, This week I posted the Soft Life Girly. That's slow living and inner peace. You don't need to be girly or resonate with girly. It's just the vibe, okay? And then on Wednesday I will be posting the Spiritual Baddies. So keep your eye out for that one. And then for all my Fairy Core friends, we will be doing the Fairy Core one as well on Friday. So keep your eye out. Keep your eye out. Yes, we have all the goodies. I was gonna put the soft girly vibe one on, but it was just a little bit too slow for my liking today. This is my favorite one that I have playing. Anyway, all right, so we're gonna get into it. If you're new here and you've never seen me do a live collective on any platform, put your favorite emoji in the chat, or give me a thumbs up, or put your name in there, or say I'm new or something, so I know if we have new people in here. For anyone that's watching the replay, the nice thing about doing these on YouTube is that I get to, there's justice here. There's justice here. Definitely somebody is trying to call in some sort of karmic justice, whether it's karmic justice for yourself, like when is it going to be my turn? I was very loyal to this person. I was loyal to that business. I was loyal to the things. I did what I needed to do, and then I didn't get what I was promised in return. When am I going to get justice? That's coming in for you. But also too, maybe some of you have been trying to almost ask yourself, when is karma going to deliver the justice for this person doing me wrong? I'm just throwing that out there. Somebody in here needs to hear that. Let me go ahead and just see. You could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or maybe you have fire in your chart. I digress. Okay, so we do have some new friends in here. The nice thing about doing these on YouTube is that I'm going to leave these posted on the channel to rewatch, okay? So if you ever miss a day and you just want to see what the collective messages were for that day, or for because usually these can kind of come in over the next week or so, you can always go in and rewatch the replay, have a good time, hang out with your homies and your friends and your ohana here, okay? With that being said, my name is Alysia Marie. For those of you that are new, it's so nice to meet you. I'm also known as the Magic Siren. I go live every day for all of these readings. I've been reading tarot since I was a kid. It is something that I grew up with. I am a real tarot reader, and so with that being said, this is an open energetic line, okay? So everyone's energies that come through here, you do affect what cards come out of these tarot decks. So because of that, we do collective readings, whatever resonates with you. I think every account has different hair. That's so funny. So if any of these resonate with you, any messages, take it. If it doesn't resonate, it's fine. Ignore it. Wait for the next message. We're starting with general messages tonight, all right? For those of you that have specific questions, like maybe you're like, I need a yes or no question answered, girl, like let me ask a question. Go over to my website, themagicsiren.com, okay? It is also on my profile somewhere. I don't know how you get there from here. I'm still learning this YouTube live thing, okay? At some point, maybe I'll have a sticker where you can click on it. I don't know. But go to themagicsiren.com. You can get a personal reading there. All of my personal readings give you the opportunity to ask specific questions, okay? My flash readings are the most affordable readings, and they are delivered within a couple hours of booking. My flash reading list is open this evening, so if you would like to get a flash reading, hop up on my list. And I also have the guide for the flash readings for this week is actually a flash reading version of the Year of the Horse guide. So it is a half version, all right? Instead of the 20-page guide, it's a 10-page guide, all right? Anyway, I digress. Let's get into it. Aloha, welcome in, Victoria. Put the link in your YouTube bio. It is in my YouTube bio, so if you go to my YouTube channel, if you go to my channel here and you go there, the link is in the bio. It is in the bio, okay? All right, we're going to get into it. I'm going to shuffle these general messages, and I'm going to get 2 of them with all of your energies coming in. Make sure you guys are liking this live, okay? I'm going to get 2 of these. I'm going to put one of them over on this side, and I'm going to put the other one over on this side. You might resonate with the one that's on this side. You might resonate with the one that's over on this side. You might resonate with both of them. That happens a lot. You might not resonate with either one of them. That's okay. I'm not about to be a toxic reader and make it one size fits all. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. And hang out, because we're doing love messages next. Maybe you were meant to hear love messages. Once we get both sides pulled, we will clarify both sides with tarot decks. I'm going to use I'm going to use these two decks for the general messages today, okay? So I'm going to use these two decks for the general messages, and once we get all of the tarot cards pulled, we like to do this little sprinkle of sugar on top. It's like a little cherry on top with a zodiac card, okay? These zodiac cards, again, if you're here, these are for you. It doesn't matter what your zodiac sign is, but maybe you're like, Alysia, is that really for me? Or like, how do I know that's for me? Maybe I need a confirmation. Well, maybe you're a Gemini, okay? That's your confirmation. But also, too, this is like, when could this happen? Like, girl, I need to know a timeline, okay? Maybe Gemini season. Some of these things that we're talking about today, or Leo season, okay? Might be happening during a Gemini or a Leo season, or maybe you have that in your chart, so don't leave. Hang out. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and get into it. For those of you that are not over on our Patreon, definitely check that out as well. I will be going live tomorrow afternoon for midweek check-ins over there. We're starting to do the live Wednesdays over there, so make sure you come hang out, and let's get into it. General messages for the collective. We're asking universe, spirit, and tarot. General messages for the collective. Ooh, we have support. Your life purpose fully supports you. This is that energy of being supported by your ancestors, your guardian angels, your spirit team, your universe as a whole, and even your support system in real life, whether this is friends, families, co-workers, ohana, extended ohana, whatever it is. There's definitely some support there energetically, as well as personally. We will clarify and get some deeper messages there. Let's go ahead and just see for the other side of this collective. We're looking for messages on the other side of the collective. I'm asking universe, spirit, and tarot. Thank you. We have time to decide. Make a decision based on your heart's true desires. And there's also study. Reading, research, and education help you gain confidence and clarity about your career or about your decisions, okay? Let me go ahead and put this off to the side, and we're going to talk a little bit about how both of these kind of go together. For some of you, you are at a crossroads. More than likely, we're going to see the Two of Swords come out here. I'm going to call it now, but who knows? Maybe we won't. Time to decide really feels like Two of Swords energy. This is that sort of, okay, I'm at a crossroads and I do need to make a decision here. And the decision that I need to make, I do need to make sure that it's based on my heart's desires. If I don't have enough information to make this decision, do not be afraid to do a little bit of research, Google it, YouTube it, do whatever you need to do. We have access to these amazing supercomputers all the time. Do a little bit of extra research. For those of you that have been just going back and forth about maybe going back to school, this might be a good time to do that as well, okay? But I digress. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes. Let's go over to this support side, all right? We're gonna go ahead and see what tarot messages need to come through on this support side, all right? I forgot to reset. I'll do that soon. No worries, Alex. No worries at all. I actually was so sick for 2 weeks that I didn't post it all over there. So I know a couple of our friends, they paused their subscriptions for now, but now that we're active daily again over there, I'm reminding everybody to get back in there. So no pressure, no worries. We'll be there when you're ready. All right, here we go. Here we go. We have this support card. Your life purpose fully supports you. Let's see what extra messages we have for this side. Let's see what extra messages we have on this side. If you're just joining, welcome. These are going to be messages for the collective. So if you are here, these are going to be for you. Oh, wow. I'm not going to take all of those. We're only doing one at a time, okay? And one of them wanted to stay, so we'll take that. We have the Devil coming out. We have Wheel of Fortune in reversal. For some of you, this is walking away from a toxic cycle, maybe ending a toxic chapter, or just maybe understanding that you have support to get over some sort of, I don't want to say addiction, but it could be. Take that if it resonates. But also, you have support when it comes to breaking free from anything that is holding you back. Whether this is a relationship, whether this is a job, whether this is a way of thinking, whether this is a behavior or a potential addiction. That Devil energy just represents narcissism, gaslighting. This is something that's toxic and it feels like a cycle. And for a lot of us, 2025 was a year 9, so it was a completion year. Us going into this new 2026, this is going to be a fresh sort of opportunity to break that cycle, to end that chapter once and for all. With so much going on in the world, it's been hard for everybody to stay focused on maybe some of those, New Year's goals that maybe we had. So maybe this is that sort of energy for you to remember those things, okay? I had a notification, sorry. All right, we also have the King of Pentacles, Judgment, and then Ten of Swords in reversal. Let's go ahead and talk about all of these. For those of you that are new, you're going to see that I'm going to show you what cards came out. I'm going to tell you what they mean, so that way Justice in reversal, that came out earlier too, that Justice card. So you guys can learn a little bit of tarot along the way. I want you to be able to know what the cards mean whenever you're watching other readers as well. It's always nice to educate ourselves. So Justice was on the bottom of the deck. It is in the reversal. For some of you, we're just feeling imbalanced, okay? And maybe that imbalance is a long cycle, all right? Maybe we feel like we overextend ourselves to people. Maybe we are very nice to people without getting it in return. Maybe we show up to work and we're always doing more than what is expected of us, and we're not being paid in return, whether that's being paid in monetary or paid with recognition. It feels like we give more than we receive, and more than likely this is a cycle that we have been in for quite some time. But this is that message and that sort of clarity or confirmation for everyone that's resonating with it, that you have the support to break the cycle now. You have the support to be able to say, okay, I need to start moving in this direction of what my life purpose is, because my life purpose is to not just serve everybody without getting some sort of energy in return. It has to be about equal give and take, right? That Wheel of Fortune is in its reversal. And when we see the Wheel of Fortune come out, the Wheel of Fortune really represents the wheel of life. It is constantly in motion. It is always going to be turning. It's the wheel, it's turning. And yeah, when we see it in its reversal, we're like, okay, we are not necessarily in an upswing, right? Maybe it feels a little stagnant. Maybe it feels like the wheel isn't turning. Things aren't really getting done. But that's okay, because when the wheel is in its reversal, it does give us an opportunity or a chance to be able to look at maybe some of these cycles or some of these things that we're trying to force forward that no longer have space in our life. You have the support to be able to say, okay, I'm taking this moment of a little bit slower, stagnant energy. I'm reevaluating what's going on around me. If I'm giving too much of myself to this project, then I need to figure out how to rebalance that. If this project is not giving anything, in return, then I'm not going to continue pouring all of this into this project. It's the same thing for a relationship. It's the same thing for a job. It can even be with self-love and self-care. Are you pouring into your own cup as much as you're pouring into others, right? King of Pentacles is nice though, because all the King cards in the tarot deck, which look at how beautiful the King of Pentacles is in this deck. The King cards in the tarot deck, they represent the master of their suit. So this is the master of the Pentacle suit. He is the master of stability. He is the master of success. He is the master of grounded earth energy that serves some sort of success, even on a financial level. So I think for a lot of you that really look at this as that confirmation moment of saying, okay, I'm going to break the cycle this year. Anything that I have been overextending myself and not getting it in return, I'm done. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm stepping into this energy of judgment, which we'll talk about in a second. I'm stepping into my own Master of Pentacles, and I know that this is going to be for my best good. I know that this is going to give me stability for the long term. This is something that's going to serve me for many years to come. Okay, and I'm not going to allow anything that's out of balance to stop me from growing. This is very much reclaiming power. It feels like this is reclaiming power. Aloha, welcome in. Welcome in. You came in at a good time. This is collective readings for everybody, so hang out. Anyway, so we have this Judgment card coming out, and this came out a little bit earlier tonight too. And Judgment, at its core, Judgment says use your best judgment. Use your best judgment. I think some of you are watching this, whether you're watching this live or on the replay, and you're asking yourself, okay, but Alysia, where am I uneven? Where am I overextending myself and not getting it in return? What does your best judgment say? Because a lot of the times what ends up happening is, if we ask ourselves and truly listen to our inner core, our inner judgment, our inner intuition, I think you already know. Is this a job? Are you overextending yourself at work and not getting the recognition in return? Is there an imbalance in your relationship? Do you have a friend that you are always there for, but they never seem to be there for you?
Is there a project that you've been putting so much energy and effort into and it's just not going anywhere? Look, when there are those projects, we don't have to necessarily completely stop it. Maybe we rework it, okay? Now, look, some relationships, if it's completely unbalanced like that, then yeah, maybe the relationship needs to end. But when we see a Ten of Swords in reversal, this is that energy of almost bittersweet. So, for example, if it's a job, maybe we're not afraid to kind of say, listen, I don't necessarily want to quit this job. I don't necessarily want to change my career, but I know that I'm going to need some sort of recalibration here. I'm going to need to recalibrate what the balance is. So we're going and we're asking either for a raise, or we're saying, hey, I need to not take on this many responsibilities if I'm not going to get, an equal in return. We're just recalibrating. Maybe there is a project, maybe there is some sort of business that we've been trying to build for a while and we feel like it's not growing yet. Okay, maybe the way that we approach this business, we recalibrate it. Either way, recalibration is a big one. Recalibration and really reclaiming our power. It feels like a lot of these are words over here. Then we have the Ten of Swords in reversal. I think for a lot of you, you've already come to terms with these things, or you just have that gut feeling you already know. But now it's just about going into that new chapter. The Ten of Swords, it sucks because it is that bittersweet ending, and it does feel like, maybe we were stabbed in the back a little bit. Like we were not really expecting it to kind of come to an end like this. And so we're in limbo. When we see reversals, it's something that has already happened, or there is a slight challenge or an obstacle that is preventing us from seeing it in its upright. I feel like this already happened, but since it's still showing in its reversal, there is that sort of limbo phase where it's like we're in between. 1 minute we feel this energy and we know now is the time to kind of break cycles. We're no longer giving more than what we're receiving. We're very much in this place of like, okay, I'm reclaiming my power, so when the wheel does start turning in the upright again, I know that I'm planting seeds and I'm moving forward with this momentum towards something that I truly desire, or that is really in alignment with me, that's more balanced. 1 minute you feel that way, but then there's the other minute it's like, okay, but I also really like this place, or I liked this job, or I still like this person, whatever it is. We have to get clear on one way or another. We have to get clear, are we gonna break the cycles and choose ourselves, or are we gonna allow ourselves to continue going down this path where we're draining energy, where we're just leaking energy? You have the support to make the decision. You have the support to change and break these cycles. Use it. Use it. Let me go ahead and get a little zodiac here. Let me get a little zodiac, see what's going on. Zodiac of importance. We do have Sagittarius, Virgo, Pisces, okay? Did I say Taurus? Taurus, Pisces, Virgo, and Sagittarius. So Pisces season starts in mid-February. That is actually the next season, is Pisces season. So with Pisces season being right around the corner, if we can really get clear on this now and make the decision, which we're going to talk about in a second, all right, choose to break cycles where things are not in balance. By the time Pisces season gets here, you might see this wheel really turning in its upright position and being in a place where our luck is shifting for the better. All right. You might have this in your chart. The person you're dealing with might have this in their chart. Taurus season would be the next season after Pisces, and that's going to be mid-April through mid-May. I mentioned Taurus season already earlier today as well. So Taurus season might actually have a lot of things happening for all of us. Okay, let's go ahead and go over to the other side of this. That hits, but in a different way. Not gonna lie. Yeah, for sure. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I love when we do these collective readings because they can go in so many different, like, they can fit in so many different ways in our life. If you're just joining, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me double check this really quick. And we are going to continue on. We're going to continue on with our... Over here really quick. Sorry, I had a weird notification on my computer. Okay. It's so close to my personal reading from yesterday, seriously. Alright. Which it was so funny, actually. I was like laying in bed early. My sleep schedule's been so messed up since I've been sick. And I got the email, like I've been getting emails of the like feedback. And I was just like, when I get good feedback, it just makes me so happy. It just makes me so happy. Anyway, I digress. Because about additional personal info, I think I came into a conclusion about after I'm healed with my injury for the current job. Yes, and that's definitely stepping in with this. Okay, so look, let's continue on because I have a feeling this is going to resonate for everybody. Okay, I have a feeling this is going to resonate for everybody. We have time to decide and then study. I really do think that the study is going to be a little bit more back end of this. I want to go ahead and start shuffling. The reason why I'm saying that is because I feel like we're all coming into a time where studying is going to be really important. Whether we are studying about our spiritual journey, whether we are studying about our job, whether we are studying about what direction we want to head in, how to break cycles, how to make decisions. For me, I've been diving so much deeper into astrology lately. It's insane. I was up until 6 a.m. reading different astrology books last night. It was ridiculous, or early this morning. Studying, I think, is going to be the tool for everyone over the next like 2 or 3 years. I'm kind of calling it now. If you are feeling called into a specific topic, if you feel that you're scrolling and you see somebody talking about something and you're interested in it, do a deep dive. Go down that rabbit hole. Part of this study card doesn't have to be traditional going to a university or a college. It absolutely can be, and if you've been thinking about going back to school, maybe this is it for you. But studying just represents opening up knowledge, allowing yourself to go down that rabbit hole, learning about the thing that is kind of hooking you in. Because when you are getting passionate or excited or interested about something, that is all high vibrating energy, and it's happening for a reason. So there's something there that you're going to learn that you will be able to put into your day-to-day life. So I think study is going to be a back-end thing. We have that time to decide, which I think is going to be a little bit more upfront. Time to make a decision. Okay, it is time to make a decision here. Let's go ahead and see what tarot has to add, right? Dude, that's the length of the UBS Masters I applied to. That is interesting. That is interesting. Victoria's like, damn. I'm just saying. 7 of Pentacles. The fruits of our labor. I love the 7 of Pentacles in this deck too. Look at how pretty. It's like she worked so hard to grow those fruits. Now she gets to enjoy them. She's like, okay, look at these fruits. I worked real hard. I planted the seed. I learned about it. I deepened my knowledge. Like all of that energy we were just talking about, it ends up coming to fruition for you in multiple different ways. We also, again, that time to decide, and maybe right now the time is to make the decision to enjoy the fruits of your labor over the last, 12 months or so. This deck is the Luna Soul deck, or Soul Luna deck, or something like that. I wonder if I don't have the box nearby. I will look it up at the end of the free tarot hour if you can remind me if you're still here, and I'll try and get the name for you. We have 3 of Swords in reversal. I love when this comes out in the reversal because it means that we are at least over the hump when it comes to emotionally difficult situations. We have the Emperor in reversal. That's okay. I think for some of you, this decision is going to be hard because maybe it's something that you thought you would always do, or something that would always be in your life, or something that you thought would be more long-term, that we're kind of deciding that maybe it's not going to be long-term. Maybe our field of study is changing. For some of you, maybe you were learning about the current job that you were in, or the current industry that you were in, and we're deciding now that that's not really for us. Judgment has come out multiple times this evening. Judgment has come out multiple times. It came out during a mini before we started the collectives. It came out on this side, and it came out on this side. When I tell you this Judgment card, this is going to be such an important message for everyone that's watching this, whether you're watching this live or on the replay, okay? Please do not let the judgment or the opinions of other people stop you, okay, from doing what you want to do. if it is time to make a decision on what direction we are heading in, if it's time to make a decision on what relationships we're taking with us, if it's time to make a decision on what seeds we're planting, whatever it is that we are deciding to do right now, please stop letting the opinions or judgment of other people sway you into doing something or deciding something that maybe you didn't necessarily want to begin with. That is all I'm going to say about this judgment card. And if it comes out again during the love readings, I don't know. Sorry, that was a loud motorcycle. I saw somebody ordered Shadowscapes. I have the Shadowscapes too, and well done, since that's a deck of moves and everyone wants it. Yes. I do have the, oh, I thought you were talking about, for some reason I thought the Shadowscapes deck, which I'll pull out the Shadowscapes. I already did, it's over here. I thought you were talking about Gilded Tarot for some reason. I don't know why. I pictured Gilded Tarot when I read Shadowscapes. My bad. It's been a long day. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. So again, that Seven of Pentacles or the Seven of Discs in this deck, this does represent enjoying the fruits of our labor. Okay, so I think for a lot of us, whatever it is, being at this time to decide, you've put a lot of hard work and energy into this chapter or into this journey in your life. Don't be afraid to take a step back and enjoy the fruits of those labors as you make this decision. With that being said, I think the emotionally difficult time that maybe we've dealt with in the recent past, I would say this was in the last 3 months or so, know that you're coming out of that now. And maybe this is that energy to decide, like, okay, I'm stepping into this new version of myself. A lot of the times when we see the Three of Swords in reversal, this also can be that moment for me of like checking in with who we are now, right? Because when we go through emotionally difficult things and we heal from them and we process all of it and we reflect and we recharge and all the good things, we're not the same person that we were when we were in that situation. And so I always kind of link that if you haven't done this yet, maybe take a second and kind of connect with who you are now. Like, who is Victoria now? Right? Like, after this chapter, who are you now? Who am I now? What do I want? What does my heart say when it comes to my decisions and where I'm going and where I'm heading? It's still so early in 2026 and we haven't even hit spring equinox yet that we still have so much time to make decisions on what seeds we want to plant for this upcoming spring, what sort of abundance we're calling in for the summer, the harvest that we plan on picking and enjoying in the fall, and then, you know, those sort of big profound transformations that happen at the end of the year. You still have so much time to do that. We're still in the winter season where those profound transformations are happening. So maybe the goals that you had at that New Year's or this Western version of the New Year's Eve on January 1st, maybe those goals are already changing. And I think that's very fitting for everybody, especially when we go through these emotionally difficult things that change who we are, you know? And it does feel like it goes fast, like it's in the blink of an eye, but when we're in the middle of it, it feels like it's going slow. So I get what you're saying. The nice thing is that we do have the Nine of Swords in reversal, which means that a lot of us are not overthinking things, which is fantastic. And I think this actually, I'm going to be honest, I feel like this specific energy has to do with some of the bigger planetary movements that we have going on right now. I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole with all of you when it comes to Neptune and its shift into Aries. But that did just happen at midnight. It's like literally been 24 hours since that happened. And I really think for a lot of us, it has shifted something in our head. I think the anxiety is dissolving for a lot of people. Yes, there are anxieties external to us, but I think when it comes to like our personal decisions and what we're making, we're not necessarily overthinking them anymore. I think it just, again, has to do with not allowing judgment of other people to sway those decisions, if that makes sense. And then that Emperor in reversal I mentioned earlier, for some of you, I think the decisions are kind of hard to make because it probably is something that we thought would be in our life for a while, or it's a way of thinking that we thought we would always be this way, or whatever the case is. But then it comes to the surface that maybe it's not. And that's okay. Like, I think one of the most beautiful things about being a human in this sort of earthly realm is that we're constantly growing and we're constantly changing. And so I think for this side, the big message here is that you are changing. You have changed. It's time to decide to go down. Which pathway do you want to go down? Do you want to continue going down the pathway of this sort of like old version of your life? Or do we want to take a little leap of faith, I guess, without seeing the Fool here and go down this new path of this new version of ourselves. I think that's really what this energy is about. You've changed. Don't allow the judgment or the opinion of other people to stop you, or the fear of not being accepted, you know? We're coming into a time where authenticity, I think, is going to be front and center. All right, authenticity is going to be key for everybody. It's no longer the year or the vibe of influencer culture. I think people want real community. Real wants to see real. And so whatever you decide, if you decide to go down this path of listening to who you are now, if you're really honoring your authentic self this year, I think you're going to find a lot of success. Cancer, Gemini, Sagittarius, and Capricorn. Capricorn season just ended not that long ago. We just talked about how Capricorn season is from the middle of December through the middle of January. So we really just left Capricorn season about a week ago. So for some of you, I think some of these shifts and changes happened during that time. And it's interesting that I mentioned some of your goals and maybe some of your plans that you had during January 1st have changed already. That makes sense. Like, that checks out with this. But you might have this in your chart. Somebody you know might have this in your chart that you're dealing with. Or this might be a season of importance coming up this year as well. All right? And we're going to go ahead and get into our love messages. We're going to go ahead and get right into them, actually, because I've already been live for about an hour. Every time I go live, I'm always like, especially when it's late, I'm always like, okay, I'm just going to do a quick live. And then I end up being live for like 3 hours. It happens every time. But since it's really late here, I am just going to go right into our love messages. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of get all of these decks cleaned up and put over to the side. I'm going to have to cleanse all these after our live. How's everybody feeling? We have a couple people in here that have been hanging out. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. For those of you that want to support me without purchasing a reading or doing, for those of you that are like, I would love to support you for free, watching these helps me so much. In order for me to be able to get monetized here on YouTube, I have to have 1,000 subscribers and I have to have a whole bunch of watch hours. Today, well, technically yesterday now, we hit 1,000 subscribers. Yay, us! We hit 1,000 subscribers here on this YouTube channel. I've had this YouTube channel since I think like 2018 maybe, or 2016, and I didn't really use it that much. But we're here now and we're using it, and so I'm really excited that we're here, right? Same, but I do the not so wise thing, yes or no. Yeah, no worries though, but because honestly, like the yes or no stuff, as long as you're just telling people, like, you know, if it resonates, cool. If it doesn't, no big deal. You know, it's for entertainment anyway. When you start getting into like yes or no's, it's not like you're a fake reader necessarily. It's just all about your discretion, right? Like telling people like, hey, yes or no's are fun. I like doing them. I like doing yes or no lives, and I'll probably do yes or no lives randomly throughout the weeks and stuff. I just tell people, like, you know, there's multiple people in here, so take it how it resonates. But yes, so watching these lives really helped me, but also to the music videos that I've been making. Right? Like the music videos that I've been posting on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can literally throw those on when you're washing dishes, when you're doing laundry, when you're taking a shower, when you're getting ready to go to sleep, when you're doing your skincare, like anything. I'm literally putting out 3 of them per week. They all have a different vibe. They all have a different sound. If you want a specific theme, let me know, and I'll do a whole week of those themes. I have a really fun one planned for next week that I think all of you are going to love, but I digress. And we're going to go ahead and get into our love messages, okay? I am going to be open for some flash readings this evening, so for those of you that want to get on flash reading list, definitely go check out themagicsiren.com. And then we're going to go ahead and get into our love messages. We're going to pull out the Wild Unknown. You mentioned the Wild Unknown, Alex, so I'm like, okay, we're going to pull out Wild Unknown. And then we'll pull out, no, I used those for minis. I don't want the energies to be crisscrossed. And then we'll do the Modern Witch. I gotta dig in the suitcases and bring out some of my other decks. I think it's time. I've been working with and actually, maybe tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'm gonna do Ignite Your Intuition music. Yeah, that's definitely in the works because we're doing the Intuition Crash Workshop or Crash Course next month. I think tomorrow I'm going to pull out the Egyptian Tarot. I've been working with this one a lot personally because I've been trying to just connect with these cards. They don't have the names written on them. They only have the Roman numerals. Like this is the moon. I've been like trying to memorize the Roman numerals with the major arcana. So like that one is the moon. Let's see. This one is... This is not strength. This is justice, I think, but it looks like this. It looks like it should be the strength card, but I'm pretty sure this is justice. Now I need to look. That's so funny that I did pull it out on the first slide with the year. I made a little cheat sheet for me to check. If this is justice, I'm going to be very proud of myself. It is justice. It is justice. Very proud of myself. I've been trying hard to memorize those. So I'll pull those out tomorrow. All right, let's get into... Okay, let's get into our love messages. We're going to do the same format. We're going to shuffle with all of your energies coming in. I'm going to get 2 of these. I'm going to put one on this side, one on this side. We're going to clarify with our tarot decks. Anything you need to know is going to come to the surface. The World in reversal on both decks. Three of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Weird. This is really pulling into what we were talking about though, with like being in between seasons and chapters. Like now is the time to like make the decision. Make the decision, okay? Yeah. Like, okay. Let's go ahead and get right into it. You can't make that up. You can't make that up. Let's go ahead and see what's going on in terms of love. This does not have to just be romantic love, you guys, okay? This could be any relationships in our life, whether it is relationship to ourselves, relationship with our friends, our family, our whatever, romantic partners. This came out yesterday as well over on Facebook, codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. This does not have to just be addiction to substance. This could be codependent behaviors, whether this is you or them or both of you. But I feel like for a lot of people, this card has been coming out lately, and it has to do with family. Again, it can also do with other relationships in your life, but I just want to say that for some of you, you know, if you have codependent or toxic or manipulative gaslighting family members, you do not need to let them have access to you all the time. Like, you can say, I love you, but I have boundaries. Let's go to the other side. We'll shuffle on that in just a minute. Let's go ahead and see what's on the other side here. What's on the other side in terms of love for the collective? We have give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. I'm going to actually start on this side because this is going to be very different than this codependent energy, okay? So let me go ahead and actually start on that side. Usually I don't start with the second side, but I'm going to start on the second side. This is giving your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Now this is going to be either giving yourself a chance in terms of relationship to yourself. For those of you that have not been single for more than like a minute, right? I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the people that have been in relationships, and then whenever they get out of a relationship, they get right into a new one sort of thing. So why don't you give yourself a chance to be in a relationship with you first? Okay, that's pretty specific. Outside of those people, this is just giving things a chance. Maybe we are overthinking things. Maybe there is some codependent behaviors. Giving some space for everybody to breathe and having this sort of open heart and open energy. You are the star of the show. For some of you, you might be dealing with an Aquarius, okay? But it's Aquarius season right now. And the star card, it came out a couple of times already this evening. That star card in its upright position says, you're the main character. You get to decide where you're going to go, who you're going to keep in your life, and what direction you want to head in. You have 3 of Pentacles in reverse, 6 of Cups in reverse. Let me go ahead and get one more, and then we'll look at the bottom of the deck as well. Strength, ultimately 7 of Wands. And then Lovers, and then 10 of Cups. I'm going to take all of them as a little bonus. Let's go ahead and just get right into it. Look, I think for a lot of you, there is this energy of either defending our heart, defending the relationship, fighting for something. At the end of the day, the love that is divine timing, that is meant to be in your life, you do not need to fight for it. You do not need to defend yourself against it. It is divine timing. It is going to come into your life and give absolute happiness and fulfillment. For some of you, you already have this. For others of you, I do feel like it's this energy of trying to call it in, but maybe not fully stepping into the star energy. And again, when we talk about stepping into the star energy, this is not necessarily saying like the delulu of like, I'm going to manifest a specific person. This is more along the lines of 100% pouring into your own cup. We are 100% pouring into, romanticizing our day-to-day life, being in a relationship with yourself first and foremost. And maybe that is why I felt that way with this card when it first came out, of giving yourself a chance to be in a relationship with yourself first. If you can be in a relationship with yourself first and truly pour into your cup, truly put yourself at the highest, right? The highest energy, the highest level. The divine timing follows very quickly after. For some of you, this could be Gemini energy, so maybe Gemini season is when we start to see the 10 of Cups come out. The 10 of Cups is absolute happiness and fulfillment. Here's the thing, these were on the bottom of the deck. So when we get bottom of the deck cards, this is not necessarily what's happening right now. This is what's happening in the near future, because this is what comes up through the roots. This is what's coming up through that root chakra. So it takes time to get all the way up here. But it's there, and it's coming in. And I think for some of you, it's like, give universe a chance to bring in the love for you. Give the partnership that you're in a chance to bring the passion, as long as it's healthy and not codependent. And again, I think for some of you, using your best discernment and judgment here. All right. If you're asking yourself, but Alysia, is this person codependent? If you're asking if they're codependent, they probably are. You know what I mean? If you're very confident that they're not, then you're not even second guessing that. You know what I mean? With that being said, let me continue on because it's getting late. 3 of Pentacles in reversal. The 3 of Pentacles in the upright is the card of being a student. And I find this interesting that it's on this side because we did have the study on this side earlier tonight as well. This is that card of being a student in life, learning about what you want and what you don't want, and also learning how to work as a team. And so maybe some of you are in a relationship with somebody currently, and maybe there has been a little bit of back and forth. Maybe there has been a little bit of like, we're not really working together as a team. This is the time to learn how to do that. Give it a chance. Give it a shot. Don't be afraid to put all the energy in. Again, the star card, do you see how the star is pouring? And I'm trying not to hold these up too much because I don't want to get any sort of strikes or anything, because some of these modern witch figures are unclothed. But you see how she's completely pouring on both sides here? Like, pour into your cup. Pour into this person's cup. If you don't have a person currently in your life, we are fully dedicating and pouring into ourselves, because again, divine timing is at work and that love is coming in. However, we have to stay true to who we really are. It's so crazy that this is how, like, we're like ending the live here in a minute. Well, I still have this other side, but this came out at the very beginning of the live as well. The 6 of Cups is tending to our inner child. It's tending to the most authentic version of you. When you were younger, a younger version of you, and you thought about your Prince Charming or your Princess Charming or your person of royalty that you would be with happily ever after, what was that like? What were the qualities? Where were you living? What did your fantasy life look like? All of those things. Ask yourself those things. Ask yourself those things. Does this current relationship give those things? If not, and it's a little bit more codependent or potentially toxic, then it's going to fall on this side, okay? But if there's potential there and it's not toxic and it's not codependent, or if it's not a specific person right now and maybe we're calling that in, we also have to get very clear on what that is. You are going to get the absolute fulfillment that you desire in the near future, which I am going to pull out. Usually I wait until the very end for a zodiac of importance, but I want to know right now on when this is coming in. Leo season. Get the F out. For those of you that know, you know. Like, I didn't even need to ask. I didn't even need to ask for this because it was right here, but I'm going to leave it at that. For some of you, you have Leo in your chart. It might be with a Leo, but Leo season might be when we actually get that ultimate lovers that comes into our life, okay? Truly. Truly. We also have Virgo and Libra and Capricorn, all right? So I'm just going to put that out there, but Leo is the energy. Look, I think on this side, the big message to take away here is that that divine timing is unfolding. We have to have faith in it, and we have to have trust in it. Give divine timing a chance. I think that's what this card represents today. Give divine timing a chance. Pour into your cups. Pour into yourself. If things feel like they're maybe a little bit more codependent or toxic, okay, maybe it is time that we separate from that and we remember what it is that we've always wanted in terms of love, in terms of relationships, in terms of emotional fulfillment, because it's happening, it's unfolding for you. It is unfolding for you. Give it a little bit of time, because Leo season is going to, anyone that's watching this right now, please come back and let me know in Leo season what happens. Yeah, Lionsgate. Can you imagine Lionsgate? And then here's that codependent energy. I've kind of been intertwining that with this. I am just going to go ahead and shuffle one or two cards on this side because this came out yesterday as well. And I have a feeling that this is going to actually come out quite a bit over the next couple of weeks because, look at that, Justice. There's been a lot of repeating cards tonight. A lot of repeating cards tonight. If you're just joining, definitely go and rewatch the entire live. A lot of repeating cards. The Hierophant and then the Moon. Funny that I pulled the Moon on that Egyptian deck as well. Secrets coming up to the surface, and this is what I was going to talk about. This is also Pisces energy, and Neptune just left Pisces. So let me go ahead and just talk for a second astrology, because tarot does go hand in hand, and spirituality goes hand in hand with astrology. Let me just tell you all real quick. Neptune, in a nutshell, obviously you can dive way deep into this, but Neptune, in a nutshell, essentially represents your intuition, your dreams, your psychic sort of abilities, your that sixth sense, okay? When we talk about our views spiritually on a personal level as well as a collective, there was platforms that were built over the last 14 years when Neptune was in Pisces. When we talk about Pisces, Pisces is very much this watery, emotional sort of sign. It's the last zodiac in the wheel. So a lot of the times when we are in a Pisces energy, whether it's Pisces season or we have a pretty powerful planet like Neptune in Pisces for that many years, a lot of us lead more with emotion-based, maybe than not necessarily like action or passion-based or necessarily logic-based. It's more on that emotional level. And I think we saw the rise of these sort of more emotional, our own personal emotions because of that. So for example, if you're on social media and you're scrolling, you're seeing a lot of people talk about like the age of the influencer is over because Neptune has finally left Pisces and is now in Aries, okay? And I'm going to circle all this around. There's a reason why I'm telling you guys this. The reason why we saw this rise of influencer culture during Neptune and Pisces is because a lot of us saw things that made us feel something. And so we would follow them. We would become fans of this. It would feed that energy of what we would believe in, right? So when we think about spirituality, our personal beliefs, our intuition, that psyche, that spiritual sort of path, these platforms were being built during this time. and we would find people and we would resonate with what they were saying, or we would see the life that they're living and we would want to live that, and it would become this belief system and all of this sort of stuff, right? Okay, so now we're moving out of that. And if you look at the time frame of when like Instagram and TikTok and like all of the major social media platforms really blew up, it was during that time. Now we see Neptune shift into Aries. This happened yesterday at midnight, okay? And Aries is a little bit different. Aries is the first zodiac in the wheel. It's a little bit more of it's a fire sign, first of all. So it's a little bit more of a pack a punch, okay? Aries energy is a little bit more feisty. It's a little bit more headstrong. It's a little bit more, you know what? I am actually good with being me. I don't really care what anybody else is doing. I don't really care what anyone else's beliefs are. Yeah, I'll be polite, and I'm not going to say that your beliefs are wrong. But I have my own belief system, and I have my own things that I want to do, and I'm going to be very strong on that. It's almost kind of like I'm going to do me very unapologetically. And so we're seeing this shift. And as we shift, right, into that sort of energy, a little bit more fire, a little bit more in your face, choosing our authenticity over anything, a lot of secrets or things that were happening behind the scenes are going to come out of the woodwork over the next year. I'm clocking it now. For those of you that are going to be here next year, because I know there's some of you that have been in this community for a long time already, remind me that we have this conversation. Because next year, this time next year, a lot of things that we didn't know about some of the influencers that maybe we followed or other people in our lives or whatever it is, these things that were happening behind the scenes are going to come to the surface. These secrets are going to be learned. And this could even be within your relationships in your life, realizing that some of these things were codependent. Codependent behaviors don't have to just be with the people that you know in person in your life. Codependent behaviors can be codependency on social media. It can be codependency on forms of validation externally to you. There can be so many different forms of codependency in our life. And so I just want you to remember that when secrets and things come to the surface and things start to come out of the woodwork, to remember this conversation, that justice will prevail. Sorry, my song was ending. I gotta put a new one on. Justice will prevail, karmas will be delivered, and you want to make sure that you're on the right side of karma over the next honestly, for the next 2 or 3 years, okay? Justice is the law and order of both realms, spiritual and physical. When we talk about that law and order of spiritual realm, that's that law of attraction. If you need to heal your relationship with the law of attraction, now is the time to do that, all right? And you want to be on the right side of karma. Any karmas that you need to kind of tie up, do that. Okay, we're doing that inventory. In the meantime, Ten of Pentacles in reversal. For those of you that maybe continue to hold some of those codependent relationships, behaviors, energies in your life, you will block your blessings. Okay, the Ten of Pentacles wants to come out and it's upright. Look at how beautiful. You have 2 tens that are coming out in terms of emotional fulfillment here. You have the emotional 10 and you have the successful 10. This is more along the lines of stability and success in terms of your business, your material life, your physical realm here. This is more of the things that you can't see. This is your emotions. This is your spirituality as well, okay? Everything that you wants to come to the surface. In terms of emotion, it's happening regardless. It's going to be here. So you're either going to catch it or you're not, right? You're either going to believe in divine timing and you're going to pour into your cup so when it shows up you can pour into theirs, or you're not. But on this side, you know, this would be a cycle that I don't want to see any of you get sucked into. Anything that you do feel like is codependent, anything that you do feel like is a cycle that you're giving more or not receiving in return, okay? New subscriber, my beautiful spiritual sister. Yes, I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome for being here. I'm going live every day here now, so I hope to see you again tomorrow. Also, too, the replay will be available. I will be posting these to rewatch. So if you missed anything tonight, you can go back and rewatch it in a little while. And then we have the Hierophant, building new day-to-day routines, building new traditions for yourself, building new structure. This very much is giving everything that I just talked about with that shift into Aries with Neptune. Okay. If y'all want me to do a deep dive into some astrology, let me know. I would be down to do like a weekly astrology video here, where we just sit down and talk astrology. Okay, I'll write my little notes where I can talk about it. It won't be like a super formal video. I'll just sit down, I'll record, I'll get my little notes out, and I'll tell you guys what's going on. Give you a little bit of a deep dive, and then I'll also give you some of my personal opinions and thoughts if you want to know. We have Pisces, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Aries. Y'all, I was talking about Aries so much. I'm gonna be honest, this was coming out even before this whole thing about Neptune and all that. I had a feeling that Aries season this year is gonna be such a wild season, and not in a bad way. I almost feel like it's this wildfire of a season. I feel like Aries is gonna come in and just sweep across. We're all gonna be feeling the fire, we're gonna be feeling the flame, we're gonna be through the fire and flames. we're gonna be feeling this sort of lit up energy. There's so much that's gonna be happening. Also, too, I'm going to save that for an astrology video because I have a feeling that you guys are going to want to see it. I'm an Aries dealing with a Leo. Oh my gosh. And Leo came out on the other side, so that's kind of funny that's coming out for you as well. But yeah, anyway, I digress. I've been on live for a little bit too long tonight, so I am going to get ready to kind of shut this down. But, you know, I'm really excited to be here over on YouTube. I'm having a good time with these lives. Right now we don't have like tons and tons of people that are watching, but for those of you that are here, as we grow, just know that, you know, you're gonna be the core OGs over here on YouTube. I just appreciate all of you for hanging out and watching, and let's break some cycles this year. Let's break some cycles this year. Let's do it before Aries season gets here, because I think once Aries season gets here, things are going to start moving really quickly. For those of you that have been feeling like a lot of these messages are resonating with you, start tapping into your intuition this week. Figure out what seeds you do want to plant before the spring equinox. I'm gonna maybe have to host some sort of like spring equinox like party or live event or something, where we can all like sit down and plant some seeds together, because I feel like as soon as we hit that first day of spring, that first day of Aries season, like I said, there's gonna be a lot of growth, and I don't want anyone to feel like they lost out on tapping into that energy and using it for their best, highest good. You know what I mean? Anyway, I know it's late. Tomorrow I'm going to be live a little bit earlier in the day. Make sure if you are subscribed, you have your notifications turned on. I don't really know how the notifications work over here yet. As time goes on, I get to get all of your feedback on how everything goes. We're going to learn together, so I appreciate your patience as I grow on this channel. For those of you that don't know, I did make a new TikTok account. I moved out of the country a year ago, so I don't live in the United States. And when that whole TikTok thing went down, I didn't want my account to be associated with a US account. So I temporarily I'm not using my Magic Siren TikTok account anymore. I did make a new account, but I don't plan on going live over there. So this is where we will be going live for the foreseeable future. We did have over 30,000 followers over there, and when we would go live, we would have hundreds of people, and this is definitely a shift and a change, but I'm ready to plant seeds. This is me planting seeds for our community, with my business, with my purpose, and so I'm doing the work with you guys. I'm doing the work with y'all, and I'm planting seeds. I want you guys to plant seeds, and for all of you to just be here and supporting my small YouTube channel, it means so much to me. So I truly appreciate it. Bonjour, ciao, aloha. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And I'm so grateful you're over here. I had to delete TikTok with interchanges. Yes. And that was the biggest thing, is like everybody uses YouTube still. This is a space where I know everybody. I know everybody that is on all of the platforms that we use has a YouTube, and I'm like, this is gonna be the space. This is that communal piece that everybody has. Everybody has it on their phone, so everyone should be able to be here. We just have to wait for all of our friends to know it. I prefer here and now that TikTok or Twitch. Yeah, no, and you know what? Like, I used to stream my gaming content on Twitch. I never did in real life content on Twitch because I'm so old that I was streaming on Twitch before they had an in real life option. Like, you had to game out on Twitch. Like, you couldn't just do in real life streams. And that changed, and I wasn't even streaming at that time, but I digress. We're here. A lot of people are coming into YouTube, and you know what? I have to say, knock on wood, I started posting everything over here last year when the ban first happened for that 24 hours. That's the only reason why we got to 1,000 subscribers. That's the only reason why we got the momentum over here, is because I listened to my intuition and I said, I'm gonna start posting on YouTube, and when we finally make that shift, we'll have at least a little core group of our community to start out with. That's all we need, is just a little core group, and people will come. So that's what we're doing here. People coming back in YouTube from time. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're here, and we're not going anywhere. This is our space now. I will be sending out the Teroscope Tuesday email early in the afternoon tomorrow. So if you're not signed up for my email newsletter, definitely do that. It's free. I send it out every Tuesday. I pull a tarot card for every zodiac sign, okay? I pull a tarot card for every zodiac sign. I tell you about what's happening with the planetary alignments. There's so much stuff in there, and it's free and it's fun. So go sign up for that. On Wednesday, I will be going live on Patreon for our Wednesday readings. If you're not on my Patreon, check that out as well. And other than that, I will see you all tomorrow. Okay, so stay safe, stay hydrated, get some sleep. Okay, and I'll see you then. Aloha.